Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to rise, if you want to reach the heights that most people only dream about, you have to embrace the pain of growth. Let me be clear, growth isn't comfortable. It's not some soft, cushy journey where everything falls into place effortlessly. No, growth is a brutal process. It's the fire that refines you. And most people, they want to avoid the pain. They want the rewards without the sacrifice. They want the glory without the grind. But here's the truth, you cannot have one without the other. Look, you're going to face challenges, real challenges. You're going to encounter setbacks that make you question everything. You're going to experience days where it feels like the world is pushing against you, where nothing seems to go your way. And let me tell you something, that's when you have to lean in. That's when you have to look that pain right in the eye and say, I'm not afraid of you. I'm going to use you. Pain is the currency of growth. It's the price you pay for the strength, wisdom, and resilience that come with success. You want to rise? Then understand this pain is not your enemy. It's your ally. Most people run from pain. They try to escape it. They mask it with distractions, excuses, or by retreating to their comfort zones. But all they're doing is stalling their own progress. The only way forward, the only way to truly grow, is to face that pain head on and embrace it. It's in the moments when you're pushed to your limits, when you're on the brink of breaking, that you discover who you truly are. You see, pain doesn't break you, it builds you. It toughens you up for what's to come. If you can't take the heat, you'll never make it to the top. But here's the kicker, you don't just endure the pain. You use it. You use every ounce of discomfort, every challenge, every setback as fuel to keep going. Because if you can learn to thrive in the midst of pain, you'll be unstoppable. You'll be stronger than anyone who's ever tried to take you down, tougher than every obstacle that tries to block your path. You'll become the person who, when faced with adversity, rises up and says, is that all you got? Pain isn't the end of the road, it's just the beginning. It's the foundation that you build your empire on. Every sacrifice you make, every struggle you overcome, puts you one step closer to where you need to be. So when the pain comes, and it will come, don't run from it. Don't complain about it. Embrace it. Welcome it. Because it's not just something you endure, it's something that refines you, shapes you, and ultimately prepares you for the success that's waiting on the other side. If you want to rise, let me tell you something, comfort is your enemy. If you're living a life where you're comfortable, then you're not growing. You're not evolving. You're stuck in the same place you were yesterday. And I don't care if it feels safe. I don't care if it's familiar. It's time to break free from the chains of comfort. If you want to rise to the next level, you need to get uncomfortable. Because growth doesn't happen in a place where you feel at ease. All growth happens when you stretch beyond what you thought was possible. When you take risks that make your heart race and your palms sweat. If you want to get to the top, you have to be willing to take the risks that everyone else is too scared to take. You think success comes to the ones who play it safe? Hell no. Success comes to those who are willing to bet on themselves. Success comes to those who are willing to step into the unknown, to go after the thing that scares them the most. Every time you take a risk, you're pushing your limits, you're testing your strength, your resolve, your belief in yourself. You don't get to be a champion by sitting back and waiting for things to fall into place. You have to grab life by the horns and take action, even when you're not sure where it's going to lead. That's how winners are made, by showing up, by doing it scared. Understand this, you'll never reach the level of success you want if you're constantly hiding behind safety nets. Excuses or perfect timing, there's no perfect timing. There's only now. There's no guarantee that the risk will pay off the way you expect, but you know what? That's the beauty of it. If you're not taking risks, if you're not putting yourself out there, then you're playing it small. You're settling for a life that's beneath you. But the moment you decide to take that leap of faith, that's the moment everything changes. You'll learn, you'll fail, and you'll get back up stronger. But that's how you grow. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. If you're comfortable, you're not pushing hard enough. You're not reaching for the best version of yourself. So get comfortable being uncomfortable. Get used to feeling the pressure, the tension, and the fear. Because if you're not feeling that, then you're not playing the game at the level you should be. Take those risks, the ones that make your heart skip a beat, the ones that challenge everything you've ever known. Because when you do, you'll realize something. The only thing standing between you and your greatest success is your own unwillingness to push past the discomfort. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to arrive, because that moment is now. Take the risk and let everything else fall into place. You want to rise, you want to be great, but let me tell you something, there's no room for excuses in greatness. None. Zero. Zilch. If you're still sitting there making excuses for why you're not where you want to be, let me be blunt, you're just not ready. I don't care if the economy's bad, if you had a rough childhood, if you don't have all the resources you think you need. Those are just stories you tell yourself to stay comfortable, to stay in the same place you've always been. And comfort, my friend, is the enemy of success. You want to rise. You have to take full responsibility for everything in your life. Everything. Don't blame the world. Don't blame your circumstances. And don't even blame the people around you. Look in the mirror and own up to your part in your situation. Because here's the truth, no one is coming to rescue you. You're the one who has to make it happen. You're the one who has to own your failures and successes equally. You are the architect of your life, and if you don't like what you've built, then it's time to tear it down and rebuild it stronger, better, and smarter. You think you're stuck? It's not because of anyone else. It's because you've allowed yourself to be stuck. You've accepted your situation as fate, as something outside of your control. That's a lie. The only thing holding you back is your own unwillingness to take responsibility for your life. And as long as you keep pointing the finger at everyone else, you'll never get out of the hole you're in. No one's coming to hand you success on a silver platter. It's not going to happen that way. Here's the real deal, excuses are just a way for you to avoid the hard truth that the only thing standing between where you are now and where you want to be is you. You're the one who's been holding yourself back. You're the one who's been letting fear, doubt, and comfort dictate your life. And the longer you keep making excuses, the longer you keep putting off your greatness. But let me be clear, if you want to rise, you have to own everything. Every decision, every move, every success and failure. No one else is responsible for the choices you make. They might influence them, but the final decision is always yours. So stop blaming the world and start owning the consequences of your actions. If you're not where you want to be, stop pointing fingers and start looking at what you can do differently. There's power in taking responsibility. When you take responsibility, you take control. When you take control, you take your life back. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and become the creator of your destiny. It's time to get real with yourself. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission, and stop waiting for things to magically fall into place. You are the one who makes it happen. Your success, your future, it's all in your hands. And if you don't take full responsibility for it, you're giving that power to someone else, and that's not the way to rise. Listen to me closely if you want to rise. If you want to elevate yourself to a level that most people can only dream of, you must cut out the negative influences in your life, no questions, no compromises. You cannot afford to surround yourself with people who do not understand your vision, who do not share your drive, and who are not moving in the same direction you are. These people are poison. They will smile in your face while slowly undermining your ambition, telling you what you can't do, what you can't do, what you shouldn't try, what's too risky, or how you should just play it safe. And you know what? Playing it safe will never get you anywhere. You will remain stuck, stagnant, and unfulfilled. The people you allow into your life either build you up or tear you down, and you have to be ruthless about this. Those who constantly complain who always see the glass half empty, who always find reasons why things can't be done, they are holding you back. They may have been your friends at one point, but if they're not lifting you up, if they're not challenging you to become better, then they're dragging you down. Cut them loose. You don't have time for people who want to keep you stuck in their comfort zone. You need people who will push you, who will make you uncomfortable, who will demand more from you, not less. This is about surrounding yourself with the right energy, with people who are going to help you push through the toughest challenges, who are going to hold you accountable to the person you're meant to become. If you've got people around you who are negative, who bring drama into your life, who tell you to settle down or be realistic, it's time to make a decision. Do you want to stay in your current state, trapped in the same old cycle? Or do you want to rise to greatness? The choice is yours. You don't have the luxury of indulging in negativity. Cut it out. Remove those people who don't have your best interest at heart, those who are feeding you doubts instead of confidence. It's hard at first, I get it. Some of these people may have been in your life for years, maybe even your whole life, but trust me, when you make the decision to cut the dead weight, you'll be amazed at how quickly you can soar. You'll feel lighter. You'll feel more focused. And most importantly, you'll feel more powerful because you won't be carrying other people's baggage anymore. It's time to protect your energy. You are not obligated to stay surrounded by people who don't see your potential. You are not obligated to spend your time with people who will hold you back. Life is short and the clock is ticking. The moment you make the bold decision to eliminate negative influences from your life, the doors will start to open. Your mind will become clearer, your path will become more focused, and you'll be surrounded by people who understand that the journey to success is not for the weak-hearted, it's for the warriors, the doers, the dreamers who are willing to rise above it all. Listen up, take massive action. No more waiting around for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. You've got one life, one shot, and if you're not moving at full speed, you're wasting it. You think the people at the top are sitting around waiting for things to fall into place? Hell no, they are out there grinding every single day, making things happen, breaking through walls, and taking the risks that no one else has the guts to take. You can dream all you want, plan all you want, but if you're not putting in the work, it's just fantasy. Action is what turns ideas into reality. Action is what separates the ones who sit back and talk from the ones who actually do. Every single step you take, no matter how small, propels you forward. Every single decision to push forward, even when it's hard, even when it hurts, is a decision to rise. But the people who stay stuck, they're the ones sitting in the corner, waiting for the perfect conditions that will never come. They'll talk about all the things they want to do, but the truth is, they don't want it bad enough to work for it. Stop looking for excuses. Stop waiting for the stars to align. And stop asking for permission. The world doesn't owe you anything. You have to go out there and take what's yours. You need to be relentless every single day. If you want to win, you have to show up, even when you don't feel like it. You don't need to be perfect, but you need to be consistent. That's the key. You don't have to get everything right, but you have to keep going. Massive action means failing forward, learning from your mistakes, and using them to fuel your next move. You don't stop. You don't sit on the sidelines. You get in the game. You make things happen. When you take massive action, the universe starts moving in your direction. It doesn't matter if you have doubts or fears, that's normal, but action is the antidote to fear. The more you move, the more momentum you build, and the less room there is for fear to take hold. You need to get out of your own head and start executing. Take that first step, even when you don't know the next one. Momentum will carry you. The key isn't having everything figured out. The key is acting, moving, doing. Every day that you're standing still, someone else is taking massive action. Every day that you wait, someone else is pushing forward, getting ahead. So stop making excuses, stop overthinking, and start doing. Every day is an opportunity to get closer to your goals, but it requires massive action. Get out there and make it happen. Now, today, don't waste another second. Listen, I want you to hear me loud and clear. Focus on the big picture, not the small hurdles. Because too many of you are getting lost in the weeds. You're getting bogged down by the tiny obstacles, the little frustrations, the small setbacks, and you're letting them take your attention away from the bigger, more important vision you have for your life. And let me tell you something that's a mistake. You think those small hurdles are the real issue? They're not. They're distractions. They're just the noise in the background. The real battle, the real game is in keeping your eyes on the end goal, on the big picture, on where you're going. Every successful person, every person who's ever achieved greatness has faced obstacles. Every single one of them. There's no magic formula, no perfect road, no easy path. If you're looking for one, you're in the wrong game. Life will test you. Life will throw you curveballs. But those obstacles, those hurdles are just temporary. The key is to remember that. They're part of the process, part of the grind. But they are not the destination. You can't let a small setback, a little failure, a temporary inconvenience stop you from chasing what you want. You can't let that moment of doubt or frustration distract you from the vision you have for your life. The small hurdles don't matter unless you give them power. Too many people get caught up in the tiny struggles and miss the big win. They let a bad day, a tough conversation, or a roadblock make them question everything. You have to train your mind to rise above that. If you let every setback steal your focus, if you let every obstacle make you question your purpose, you'll never get where you want to go. The truth is, those small hurdles are nothing but tests to see if you really want what you say you want. Tests to see if you'll stay committed, if you'll stay hungry, if you'll keep your head in the game. And most people fail those tests. They get distracted, they get discouraged, and they quit. But the ones who succeed, the ones who rise, they don't get bogged down by the small stuff. They keep their eyes locked on the horizon, on the vision they have for their future. They stay focused on the big picture, no matter how many small hurdles come their way. So stop complaining about the small stuff. Stop letting the little things knock you off course. It's time to rise above them. Focus on the bigger vision, the bigger impact, the bigger goal. Those hurdles are just the price you pay for greatness. Every obstacle you overcome brings you one step closer to the person you're destined to be. And when you keep your focus on the big picture, you'll realize that those little hurdles don't even matter in the long run. You've got something bigger to achieve, something bigger to accomplish, and you won't let anything stop you from getting there. Keep your eyes on the prize, stay focused on the journey, and let those small hurdles become nothing more than distant memories on the path to your greatness. So here's the bottom line: you're going to face hurdles. And that's a given. Life is not about avoiding them. It's about how you respond when they show up. It's about whether you let them define your path or if you rise above them. The small setbacks, the frustrations, the failures, they're just part of the process, part of the grind. Don't let them hijack your focus. Keep your eyes on the bigger vision, on the bigger goals, and on the life you're building. Because when you focus on the big picture, those small obstacles won't even stand a chance. You've got what it takes to rise above it all. And nothing can stop you as long as you stay focused on the bigger picture. Now get out there, stay hungry, keep grinding and rise. Your time is now.